What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video, and today we're back in Wind Valley Park finally. I know it's been a while, but we're back here and we're going to be finishing up the family area now, the USA celebration section, which is really cool because basically all we have left to do in this area is really just a lot of scenery and fine details and everything. I know it'll be about ready to go for opening and such. So I'm pretty excited, pretty happy of how this area turned out. I hope you guys enjoy it too. So anyways, it's pretty awesome. And yeah, so basically it's going to be one big, we're going to do one big time lapse today again, because there's nothing really else to say except literally all I do is just work on everything. So anyways, if you guys do want to watch these episodes live and be a part of the live streams, be sure to hit that join button, and you can become a member today and you'll get access to the live streams. Just know that if you are not a member, you'll still be able to see the unedited live stream. It'll just be at a later date. To watch them live, you have to be a member. So that's one of the fun perks. You'll never get, if you're not a member, you never get taken away from any content or anything. That's everything. But anyways, let's get into this episode. It's going to be great as we finish this area. Alright guys, before we get started real quick, I'd like to thank my sponsor Dubby for sponsoring this video. And be sure to use code JLW Games on your next purchase for 10% off. Thanks Dubby for the sponsor. Alright, so to get things started off, we basically get some curbs and some mulch, and just making the area kind of look a little bit better. Using this mulch is like one of my most used Theme Maker's Toolkit items. If you don't like to have a lot of Theme Maker's Toolkit items, and you like to keep it minimum, that's one of the items that I definitely recommend having, because you're going to be using it a lot, and it feels like a base game item. Like, it doesn't feel like it's important. It feels like it's part of Planet Coaster. So it's a really great item, and I definitely highly recommend it. Same with the wooden planks. There's some wooden planks that have like different size planks. I use those all the time. Those are probably my two most used items, are the mulch set and then also those planks as well, because I just use them for everything, and they work so well. So I definitely highly recommend that. So I decided to get some nice rock work up there on top of the wall to give it a little more character and kind of complete the terrain and kind of connect the terrain together. And we just do a lot of foliage and trees and such around the area to kind of really make it look less like a construction area and more like a completed fun family area, of course. So this episode's probably not the most exciting because we already got all the coasters in, we got all the rides and everything, and all we really needed to do in this episode was really just kind of do the finishing touches. So that's basically all that this episode is just lots of finishing touches on the entire section and all that. So we're on episode 56 right now, so we still got 4 more episodes left in this season of Wind Valley Park. So I know a lot of people love this series and everything like that. So I'm not sure if I've talked about it before in previous episodes, but this will probably be the last season for a while. Now I'm not saying that I'm completely trashing the I guess I'm not throwing out the project completely. You're just probably not going to see it for a while, mostly because Windleverse is going to be kind of the replacement for this series. This was kind of like a prep for Windleverse, kind of, but Windleverse is going to be way, way better. So the Windleverse episodes you're not going to want to miss, because those are going to be some of the coolest, I think the coolest Planet Coaster content out there that we'll be able to see. It's going to be so different from everything else that you've seen. It's not going to be time lapses. It's not going to be anything like that. It's mostly just going to be showcasing parks and visiting parks in first person. So you'll never get that overhead view. It's going to be really, really cool, and I definitely recommend checking it out once we do get around to that time. So It is going to be really cool. It's going to be vintage because we're starting in 1977, so all the found footage is going to be like found footage from 1977, and it's going to have, you know, the quality of 1977. You may have seen some of the videos I put out there kind of teasing that project, so you're going to definitely want to check that out, especially if you love Wind Valley Park, and I know that this is a huge series that a lot of people have found me on. You know, I think a good majority of you found my channel through this series, which is awesome, but there's bigger and better things coming. So anyways, this is I named that ride the Silas Swings because Silas helped me find that Theme Maker's Toolkit item. That swing ride right there is a Theme Maker's Toolkit item, and I couldn't find it, but he helped me find it, so I named it after him, you know, because that's he wanted me to. Basically, he's also one of my members as well, so we only really have like 2 people that ever tune into these live streams. So if you want to, again, if you do want to support the channel further, if you're able to, you don't have to, of course, be sure to hit that join button, and you can watch these episodes live on YouTube. So it's you can only see them if you're a member, so it's pretty cool. And then, like I said, if you're not a member, you can still get access. You'll still get access to the unedited live streams, so you can see what the live stream is like. But if you want to watch them live, you got to be a member. So, and I'm always, when it comes to like memberships and such, I'm always like very careful with that, because I know people don't like it when you put a paywall in front of them for content. But I just want everyone to know that I'm not going to do that. Yes, it costs to be a member, but like you don't have to see all the content on the channel. That content still gets released to everybody in the end. But I have to give the people that want to support the channel further a couple extra perks just as a thank you, you know. So it's always kind of difficult for me because I hate I don't want to throw people behind a paywall. I really don't. I hate it. And some people view it as that as well, but I still try. That's why I try to explain every time, like, I'm not keeping you from the content. I'm just basically giving it early access to people, basically. And then it gets released to everyone. So basically my members get to see all that first, and also live. So that's just kind of that's how it works, basically. So for this station here, I did want to make something real simple but look really decently cool and do something different for a station. A lot of people say my stations look the same, which I guess is somewhat of a fair argument, but at the same time, if you're just doing a generic station, I mean, they're all going to look kind of similar. But that's just naturally how it goes. I was in a autosave here. That's what's going on here on screen, if you didn't know. We were in an autosave, which it was a pretty brutal one. It took a while to get the game to start responding again. I hope Planet Coaster 2, if Planet Coaster 2 does end up being existing, I hope that they fix the autosave feature a little bit, and it doesn't crash the game too hard like it currently does. So that would be really, really awesome, which it sounds like if there's a chance for Planet Coaster 2 to come out this year, it could potentially be getting announced soon. In fact, this weekend. So we'll see. I'm not giving anyone's hopes up or anything like that, but that would be awesome if that got announced this weekend. That would actually be really cool. I don't know how I would be how I would react to that. I would just die. I just pass away on the spot. But anyways, I wanted to make a nice little chain on the chain lift here. I wanted to make a nice little catwalk, because you can't put a in-game catwalk on this lift hill for some reason. This lift hill doesn't actually have a catwalk, so kind of had to make somewhat of my own. It doesn't look great, but it looks kind of weird, but that's fine. As long as we got something there, I suppose, and that's what matters the most here. So, but if you didn't know, this was the coaster that we had in the Wind Valley Forest section that we did remove a few seasons ago for Forbidden Timbers, and I decided to keep it in storage, and we just moved it to this area. So basically, we didn't get a removal of a ride, we kind of just got a relocation and a retheme. So That's cool. So, only other thing we really had to do, of course, here is actually get in and build this little station. It was going to be a simple little station because there's nothing too crazy going on with this station itself. I wasn't going to put too much into it, and just have like different colors and different textures of walls kind of throughout to kind of make it a little more unique of a station slightly. And then, yeah, so it turned out alright. It wasn't the most detailed station I've ever done, but it didn't need to be because it's kind of one of the smaller rides on Park, so it doesn't need anything crazy when it comes to customization, or the station itself. So it turned out alright. And then we'll just throw some storage bins on there, of course, and have the roof overhang just a little bit. And, yeah, and then just basically get all this kind of, I just went to like one section after the next, one spot after the next, that was untouched, because we had to get all the curbs down, all the fencing down, and just finish up those stations, and we were pretty much done with this section. That's mainly what we did. And I also did some, made sure I named all the rides and give them like little entrance signs as well to kind of make them nice. I decided to just use the end game fencing for this right now, for now. You could say I was probably lazy, which was probably part of it, but at the same time, I think if I use any of the in-game fences, I actually do kind of like that Q fence right there. But the only reason why I wouldn't want to use the Q fences sometimes, the in-game ones, is mainly because you can tell it's from Planet Coaster, and basically my goal always is to try and make my builds look like they could be real and that they're not part of a video game, and like, oh, that's Planet Coaster. I can tell by the fencing that was used, and stuff like that. Doing custom fencing and different fencing from everyone else is actually very nice to do, because it kind of separates yourself from the game items, and that's why I like Theme Maker's Toolkit a lot, because it just kind of separates it from Planet Coaster, and you can it kind of feels more real, if that makes any sense. So, but anyways, we had to create some some planters here to kind of fill in these spaces. I could have done a path cover. I think I did say before in the previous episode that we were going to put like a centerpiece in the middle there. I decided not to in the ends because I really didn't know what to put in there. Like, I really tried to think, but I really couldn't think of anything to put in there as of right now. I could potentially put something in there later, but as of right now, it's just going to be a very big path, which is kind of funny. It's just a huge path now, so so I'll continue with kind of the trend of the rock work. I decided to do a little more rock work here for the exits and exit path, because it didn't really have any supporting on it, so I had to go in there and do something, and I decided to go with some nice natural rocks. One, because it is very easy, and two, it actually ends up always looking nice at the same time. So that was the challenge with this queue and exit, is trying to make it look decent going up the hill like this. So it was having this big old ramp and getting it up to that area was kind of a little bit of a challenge, but because it's hard to make stuff look nice sometimes if you don't know what you're doing, but which most of the time I probably don't know what I'm doing, but that's all right. Sometimes that's okay. It's fine. So anyways, I think this area turned out really, really good. Just in general, I think it looked beautiful, and so yeah, there's not really too much more to say about this area, except it's going to be a nice family area, something that the park was very much lacking, and I knew this and everyone was suggesting it, so I did finally go ahead and build a family area. And I wanted to put some really small rides too for small children, so I went into the Theme Maker's Toolkit and we had to find some of those rides, like the swings, and then the I think it's called the Frog Hopper. It's just kind of like a mini drop tower for very small kids. That actually doesn't use any Theme Maker's Toolkit items. Over to the right on the screen right there. It doesn't use any Theme Maker's Toolkit items. It's actually its own thing. So that small operator's booth that you've been seeing on all the rides, I do have that on the Steam Workshop if you guys want a nice little operator's booth for that. It actually works really well. And then here in the final task here, all we needed to do was connect it to the existing path. So, and then we were pretty good. I knew I've always wanted to do something with this area because it had been sitting there for so long, and it'd be cool to do a pathway going underneath the 0G stall on Iron Rider, and it did turn out being pretty cool actually. So going through here and have an entrance to an area through that structure, because you know it just was begging for it. And I think it's funny I have this huge RMC coaster, hyper RMC coaster, that leads you into a family area. It is kind of funny, but it does fit quite well actually, and you get some really good views of the RMC now, which is really, really neat. So yeah, just here at the end, we just have a couple final touches just to kind of finish things out. Just a little perimeter fence there, and then of course some signage for some of the rides as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and the finishing of this area. It was all super awesome, and let me know in the comments what you guys think of this section and what you would want to see next, because we have about 4 episodes left, and we need to figure out what we want to do. So this was such a fun area to work on, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we're going to be back hopefully very, very soon. I'm trying to stream more often. Like mostly I've been trying to stream daily. I've been trying to get a stream out every single day if I can, if possible, and that actually has been happening pretty easily now. So anyways, that's I keep rambling on, but anyways, that's gonna be it for it. So make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe for more amazing content like this, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the very next live stream or video, whichever it may be. And I appreciate you guys checking out my channel, and make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much, and goodbye.